Welcome back, everybody, to Rob's MetalWorks. We are fucking opening up the can for 2025 here at the big program. And it brings me great pleasure to continue to bring you the best here in San Antonio metal. And tonight, we are delivering a band that I have had a long-standing crush on, a band that is so delving deep into the complexity of heavy music, and I love it, man, because it blows my fucking mind. Yes, it brings me great pleasure to welcome Jason and Jeremy of AMOB.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah. What's up, guys? Great to have you in the studio.
Hey, thanks, man.
How's it going, man? Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah. Where to start? So much to talk about. First of all, let me say that, you know, I specifically chose you guys as my first interview of the year because I've been a fan of AMOB since last year.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
And I've been jamming your shit, and I love it. And I'm like, man, these guys are like no other band in San Antonio. And that's the beauty of it. You know, some bands, you know, and I'm going to go off on this little tangent for a second. Some bands struggle for years to find their own identity. And you guys just came right out of the bat and have, you know, identified your own sound and signature sound. And I've said this in my post too, that you guys aren't influenced a lot by what's happening around you. You guys are doing your own fucking thing. And, you know, that comes a little bit with maturity and integrity. And a lot of the young cats out there aren't there yet. But you guys are. So let's start from the very beginning. Last time I saw you guys was at the Rob's MetalWorks barbecue.
Man, that was great, man. Thank you for the invite. I mean, we ate a lot of fucking fajitas.
I was so happy to see you there. Did you guys have a good time?
Yeah, man. There was a lot of our friends there, and we got to say hi to a lot of familiar faces. And I mean, you know, we kind of go down and try to see as much friends as we can with other bands and try to be as proactive as we can. And yeah, man, it was a good time.
I tell a lot of these young cats, you know, like those kind of opportunities are opportunities to go, whether it's the barbecue or a show or whatever, to go network, meet people right in the scene, meet the promoters, meet the bands that you're playing with, the dudes in the bands that you're playing with. You know, it's not just about coming to party, you know, it's about meeting people. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of cool familiar faces. Got to sign your deal.
Do y'all know Julian Krouse? Did y'all know Julian Krouse at all?
We had one show with him. He hooked us up with a show in where was it, at the Rock Box, right?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, we kind of do that thing where we try not to put too much of a force on imprint to like, oh, we want to do a show or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's only if they really know and kind of like us and we're like, oh, okay, maybe we could fit with these bands. Yeah. And we kind of been lucky enough to kind of get here and there a couple shows, and he's been one of them. So
yeah. That's the thing, man. Like if you know these cats, and then they're gonna think about you, like, oh yeah, let's get AMOB in here. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how opportunities happen, and that's great, man. Thank you guys for coming. It was great seeing you, and great meeting you, because I know Jeremy, but great to meet you, Jason.
Yeah, man. I've always been a fan, man. I've been watching you for a long time, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh man.
This is a staple right now, man. This is like a rite of passage, dude. So this is awesome for me.
I hope that you know, and it's after this interview, it's not going to be done either. We're going to party some more.
Oh yeah.
But I hope that your visit here tonight will live on in your memory for a long time.
Absolutely.
And you know, all the little stories I shared with you are things that, you know, I don't share with everybody.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've always loved about Jeremy, and I know if Jeremy's partnering with you, that you're the same way, is that you guys are just fans of music.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I put on heavy stuff, and I put on some not heavy stuff, and I see Jeremy jamming even the not heavy stuff. Yeah, like all the cool stuff, you know. We're just fans of music, man, and that's where it all stems from. And that's why, you know, I was remiss to say in my introduction, our 29th year going into this program.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe that, man.
29th year. I don't know if you guys saw my year in review, but I'm retiring in June of next year.
All right.
Retiring.
It's kind of hard, man. I mean, yeah, you've been...
June of next year, I'll retire.
I can't believe that, dude.
So now let's get into AMOB, okay? One of the first things that I fucking kind of thought was unorthodox was that you guys are like a two-man band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's talk about the formation of AMOB. Now, I know Jeremy, and I've written about this on my platform, is that I knew Jeremy from Remanon. And even Remanon, I felt, because of your influence, was unorthodox and still kind of complex.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel with AMOB, you took it like a step even further.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely something. Well, Jason and I go way back, you know.
Yeah.
Because Remanon used to play with other bands that Jason was in. So
okay.
we always kind of knew each other, and we always kind of thought that there was something that we could try. But we never thought it was something that would, you know, turn into what it is now. But with the ideas I had and everything, you know, when it comes to a two-piece, you know, like to figure it out, you know, like it was a lot of fun to figure that out. And I knew Jason was going to be a big part of it, you know, like with the drums. I always liked him as a drummer, you know. It was a lot of fun.
We're going to get into that because I love his drumming too. And so much easier just with two dudes, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. We'll fucking backtrack the bassist and everybody else. Fuck everybody. You know, we can do it. So you knew Jason for a while.
Yeah, we went back. He played in a couple other groups before, you know, we got together, and we would be in lineups together and stuff like that, you know. Like
and you guys had
shows.
like a connection? Like you guys had a vibe?
Every time.
What was the vibe?
It was like every time we had shows, you know, we would hang out and be like, man, we need to do something together, you know, like.
But what did y'all like about it? What was it that you liked about him? Why was it like?
He just had these certain chops, and I knew that like when it came to drums, you know, like he had these chops that, because it was more progressive rock, you know, of what Remanon was doing and what he was doing, and I was like, we are both metal fans, and we're like, man, there's something in there that we can like create, you know, when it comes to the metal chops, you know, because I knew he had them. Because I also heard him in Anger Kill when he was in Anger Kill, and I liked what he was doing in there, and I was like, man, I know there's something we can form in there.
Jason, I didn't even know you were in Anger Kill. Yep. I go way back with David and Jen. Way back. Okay. Interesting. So there was a connection there. You said, when did you guys finally decide to get together?
Well, it was definitely the COVID era, you know.
So 22?
It was like 2020, 2021, around that time.
Okay, I'm sorry. What am I saying? 2022. 20, yeah. I want to forget about COVID. Yeah, 20, yeah.
It was just basically, you know, a lot of people were afraid to, you know, be out and be exposed, you know, and Jason and myself were like, you know, we'll chance it, we'll go for it. We're doing all right, you know. We're not around a lot of people right now, so let's just keep jamming. Let's try this little side project, and that's basically how it started. And it just evolved from there, you know, we definitely wanted to add like a bass player and other guitar players and singer and stuff like that, but like nobody else really wanted to show up at the time, so we just kept creating as it was just us two, and it formed into something like, you know, like, hey, maybe we can do something with just us. You know, like it's an experimentation, you know, like we can try something different, you know, especially like now with backtracking and stuff like that, how a lot of programs, how you can mess with that, and the technology's caught up with us. We're like, hey man, let's give it a shot, dude. Let's see if it can just be us two and make AMOB as the image of like just two musicians that can pull this off, you know. Cool. So that's what we're trying to shoot for.
I think that's a very progressive outlook and one that has worked for you guys. Yeah, that's cool. Let's talk about the name AMOB. What is that, and how did that come about?
So, if I'm gonna explain this, I have to kind of go way back.
As
far as like how that happened.
Give me the summary, Jason.
So AMOB kind of, you know, everybody always asks, is that an acronym for anything? And it kind of started out as an acronym. So I do point of sale stuff. I'm in the corporate job. I've been in corporate business for a while. AMOB used to be a product I used to support back in the day. and I do Aloha stuff, which is point of sale programming, and that was an acronym for a very shitty product that I try to push out. And I kind of liked it because it was short and sweet, and everybody had this fucked up, idea of this product. And I thought, well, this is kind of like the bastard child of a name. And I've always liked it. And I was like, if nobody's going to take it, I'm going to try to see if I could do something with it. And it's perfect because it's like, it's short. It starts with A. It's right at the top. It's going to start, it's like right there. So, but a lot of people pronounce it a little different, and we don't care.
Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah,
AMOB?
it's AMOB. It's AMOB, yeah.
And it's cool because you can be like, AMOB.
AMOB, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I liked it because it was like, mob, and I know the whole thing with, I know Portnoy had a thing called Adrenaline Mob, but he said AMOB too.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I have to kind of get away from that. But, we're both music geeks and we like Dream Theater, but not to say that has any correlation between what we just made. But so we kind of made this thing to where if we have a definition of it, it's going to be a collaboration between two words.
Yeah.
And so we looked up Urban Dictionary the other day, and Urban Dictionary says that AMOB is a mix between a collaboration of absent-minded and what was the other one? I can't remember the other one. It was like mindlessness. So we kind of have that same mentality, and it's kind of been our kind of mantra throughout the whole process of writing. Not to say that we're absent-minded ourselves, but we're kind of like portraying how people are being in society and the thought process of normal day, mundane stuff all the time, young kids doing stuff like that. So, and
it's become, it's just our whole world and society has just kind of become, unpredictable. We see so many crazy things, right? Every time we open our Facebooks or Instagrams, crazy things. But let me tell you, aside from the name, more important than the name was just the music. And I remember when I first got Dark Energy, the EP last year, when Jeremy sent it to me, I was like at first like just kind of just blown away, and I had to like sit back and listen to it again and again and again, and I was like, man, this is so like not what I hear all the time from people or bands that send me music. And it's so, to me it was like, this is a musician's music. It's complex and it's kind of unorthodox, and I told you off camera, I like to call it like jazz metal. Yeah. Because it's like you have to like really pay attention to understand the music. And I just, it was something that, because I think for some people, maybe young people, it might be too much, and I'm just saying that from my own opinion. But like people who really love music and who really understand musicianship, that this music is really gonna touch them. I call it jazz metal. What do you guys have a name for it?
What was it? Synthrash?
Synthrash. Yeah, because it's fucking heavy.
There's a compound word of synthrash, of thrash metal and synthetic and like synthesizers.
Yeah, synthrash.
So we put synthrash together, and that's definitely like a genre that we put together because it's a duo, So we put so much into bass tracks and synth tracks when it comes to bass synth, because we want a big sound. And that's what we put in our back tracks, So
when you do the synth, you say like the synth is in place of the bass.
Well, we add bass still. I still record the bass guitar.
Yeah.
And then we'll add a little synth bass to it.
Yeah.
To give it that big surround sound.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what gives us our kind of different sound from everybody else.
Were you? And this is gonna be a little deep, but were you guys like, when you guys got together and started coming up with this synthrash, it's easy to be influenced about what's hot or popular in the market, is that something that you guys? How easy was it for you guys to ignore all that stuff?
It's really him.
I mean,
because there's like, for example, like there's a lot of bands who are doing like, female vocal, fucking progressive kind of rock thingy, and you guys are, like I said, like the most unique sounding band in this city, Well, and I say that with high praise because
awesome, man.
That's not easy to do, bro.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do. Like, there's bands who like that. They can only copy what they hear, even though they can pull it off, but it's still not their own thing.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a thing that with our experience, that we notice, is like, well, there's already that going on. Why should we, like do that? So, with the duo, we try as much as we can, and pull off as much as we can, because we know when it comes to working with the sound guys at shows and stuff like that, we know if we show them what we're trying to do, like we can pull off the show with just a duo and like the music coming out full fledged, So that's basically what AMOB is trying to do, it's just come as a full band, but it's just like these two guys doing it, It's an experiment, definitely.
And even though it's just two of you guys are like pulling off so many different sounds, like the synths. Like, okay, those are backtracked, but and then all the different shit that you could do guitar wise blows my mind. It's like fucking crazy, bro. All the shit that you do.
Well, that's definitely still when it's in the writing process, because Jason and I Jason will get on like an electric kit, and record some MIDI tracks, and then I'll record some riffs to it, and then we'll go back to it and revisit it. And that's how a song is created every time. Yeah. We can recreate like 4 songs out of one practice,
for
like
sure.
It's just how we do it as a duo, it's really cool.
And then on top of all of that, then you're doing dual vocals.
Yeah. And
to even add more complexity to it.
And that is new to us. That's the most when it comes to everything with AMOB.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't mean to interrupt, but correct me if I'm wrong real quick, because we're about to jump into Dark Energy. Jason doesn't sing on Dark Energy, right?
Oh, yeah, I sing.
But not as prominent like as on Smog.
Studio wise, I do most of it, but live wise, he has into the
but
parts.
I'm talking about the recording.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like on Smog, you're singing on Smog. But on Dark Energy, the EP, it's all him,
Yeah.
So there's been a little progression.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool.
Like anything,
Cool.
because we've been in a lot of bands, so when it comes to the music part of the band, it's something that we just take from experience. But vocally, being frontman singers, that's new to both of us, because all the bands we've been in, we've been backup vocals, basically.
Right.
So this is the first time we've like taken control of vocals,
Yeah.
So when you hear what you hear, it's basically us, like taking control of it and seeing what's best for the main part of it.
Right. Because I noticed that as I've been privy to receive the singles, early, I'm listening to this stuff and I'm like, okay, it's Smog, like, Jason's like screaming and he's got the devil voice in there, and I'm like, whoa, okay, this is
Smog is
different.
definitely Smog was one of the first songs together that we figured out what we're better at.
Yeah, okay.
When it comes to kind of vocals, I stuck with the melodic ones, in the choruses, and then the verses, Jason definitely had the harder ones.
Yeah.
Because he just does them so much better,
Yeah. We're going to get there. Because I want to talk about the singles, and I think you guys have also on the back end done a magnificent job on releasing music, and staying kind of out in the market with new stuff, and that's so important too, aside from just writing great fucking tracks, right? You got to deal with all the fucking marketing shit, the business shit, the social media shit. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I've always thought, like, man, these dudes, the complexity of their drums, and you're a great drummer, bro.
Thanks, man.
You're a great drummer, bro. The time signatures, the vocal styles, and the dual vocal styles. It's just so much to take in, and Like I remember, we're gonna talk about Tina here in a little bit, but I remember when I was listening, when I was about to press play, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna get here? What's coming up here? Because it's always something cool and different. Okay, so let's move on. And I even though Dark Energy's been out since April of last year, I want to talk about that 3-song EP. And for all you people out there who have not yet seen the cover work for Dark Energy from AMOB, go ahead and check it out. It is out on all social media networks. It's out on all your fucking favorite music media outlets. Go download it. This 3-song EP, I think, made a great statement for AMOB. How long had you guys been? I mean, that song, like I said, that EP came out in April. How long had y'all guys been working on that EP?
Oh, I'll take that.
I mean, was it something that you guys formulated right away, or are those songs kind of old?
When we started doing these birth of the songs, with these 3 songs, they were still being developed, and we were still a duo trying to figure out what's the direction we were trying to go by. And then everything that he was saying during the COVID stuff, we were like, well, how the hell are we going to start doing this band that's going to start being like, we don't want to sound really small, we want to sound big. And so those songs have been developed throughout, the better part of 2019, 2022.
Oh, wow.
And so
for quite some time.
For a little bit of time, yeah. So they've been around for a while. We've been throwing ideas here and there, and I want to talk a little bit about Jeremy here. This dude's a fucking genius, man.
I know, dude.
I
know he is.
I spotted him
He's a
out.
mastermind.
I spotted him out, and this is exactly why I wanted to have a band with somebody that was going to match my kind of, thought process. And I was thinking, because what I did was I posted something on social media saying, I want to make this fucking band. It's going to be so fucking thrash and fucking hardcore and whatever the fuck. He's the only one that responded. And he's like, let's do it. And then, so since then, it's been like fucking every day.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of given me his point of view of what he thinks that is. And that's exactly what came about of AMOB, which is this collaboration between yin and yang, black and white, fucking, up and down. I mean, we're the exact opposite of each other. And I think that's kind of playing on the best of both worlds with how we write.
And sometimes, believe it or not, masterminds even need support from great people to continue to elaborate on their own thoughts. I mean, I know many masterminds in our scene, and they all need a little bit of support too. And I think you were that person.
But it's hard to find somebody like that. It's like a perfect marriage, what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly.
One of the things too that I love about AMOB songs is like they're like these epic little fucking tracks. Like I mean, what your songs, and there's no track under 4 minutes. No, they're all like 4.5, 6.5.
Just the newest one coming out, Tina.
Yeah.
That one's under 3 minutes, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's probably the shortest one that we got. Yeah.
But all the predecessors are all fucking long.
That's the thing. We're always trying something different.
Well, we started this project. We didn't have any kind of restrictions. We didn't say we didn't want to be like regulated between one genre. So we actually have another project that's called Port Nowhere. It's the same backbone between me and him, and that's like synthwave stuff. Yeah. And it's completely different from AMOB, but we do that every once in a while when everybody calls for it. So we have 2 different bands. One is really progressive metal, and then the other one's just like funk jazz stuff. So that one, we didn't drop the ball on you on that one. You should probably see that one, but that one's a little.
What's it called?
Port Nowhere.
Port Nowhere, yeah.
It's like our alter ego.
Yeah.
And
that stuff is out already too.
Yeah. We got
that was a brainchild of a friend of his that was from
Corpus,
Victoria.
Okay.
And
I'll look for it.
Yeah.
I'll look for it. Port Nowhere.
Yeah.
So when Dark Energy came out, what was the the impact, or what did you want people to think or feel about that record? I mean, like, okay, here, this is this little body of work, and it was your first introduction into the metal scene in San Antonio. And what were you hoping that people were gonna walk away feeling?
Yeah, definitely, because Jason and I were both in different projects at the time, so we're kind of coming out of it. I was coming out of Remenon, he was coming out of Anger Kill, and other projects, and when it came to AMOB and what we wrote, we were just hoping we could just collab with other metal bands, get in the metal scene. It was all about, we want everybody to know, there's a new metal band out, but at the same time, we got something different going on. It's like, oh, look, it's a duo. It sounds like a full band. What's going on here, So it was up to us to kind of figure out, to explain to the metal community, like, we're a duo. We're coming out with kind of like some progressive metal, you can understand what we're doing heaviness wise, but concept wise, it takes a little while. It takes something else to figure out.
And people in the metal scene obviously know you, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
They knew you from Remenon. Yeah. I think musicians and peers and colleagues knew that you're a great guitar player, and but this was like totally something new.
Yeah.
It was totally something new. And even me, when I got your stuff, I was like, oh yeah, I know this dude. I remember this dude. But this was like, okay, this is his stuff now. This isn't like Remenon, a collaboration of people. This was definitely from
something.
His heart.
It was definitely something I was looking for.
Yeah,
and found the right musician to work with and combined our musicality to figure it out.
Yeah. Let's get a little technical now. Where did you guys record this somewhere, or did you do it yourselves?
So we have a friend of ours that he's been a really, really good champion of a guy, and we go to Keith from Monster Music.
Oh my God!
And
Keith from Monster Music?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that dude's name in like years.
Yeah, he's still doing it, man. He's still doing it.
Whoa!
So the old
I didn't even know he was still around.
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
What I like about that guy is that he actually cares about what we do and what anybody does, and he's got a lot of.
I go way back with that dude.
Yeah. He's got a good work ethic.
Even when he was still a musician.
Yeah, back in Hemlock.
In Hemlock, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I've been a part of the scene since 2000. I'm gonna kind of date myself here with other bands here, but I used to be in this band called Daisy Chain, and we used to play with them all the time at Medieval Nights, and that's how I knew that guy. And then Dave Diaz de Leon from Anger Kill tracked with him, and I tracked over there with him too, doing some of the stuff. And then that's how I came across him, and I hit him up and I said, look, I love your drum sound. You have the best drum sound here in San Antonio. And he works with us, and he gives us all the respect that we need. And he's been a great dude, man.
Call him up. He has a studio at his house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. His wife's got a whole bunch of paintings everywhere.
Yeah.
In his house.
Yeah, I know him and his old lady are crazy artistic people.
He's a good dude, man.
How long did it take to record Dark Energy?
So we do prelims. We do our stuff at the house. We knock out all that stuff before we go there, and then usually it's just one day.
Yeah.
So we do like
Just knocked it out.
3 songs in one day, really.
The mixing process, basically mixing.
And does Keith do that too?
No, Keith records the drums. He tracks the drums, sends them to me. I do the rest of the mixing when it comes to all the
that's
music.
What I want to know. Yeah.
Guitars, bass, synthesizers, vocals is all me. And then when we're done with the final mix, we send it back to Keith, and Keith masters it. And that's it.
Keith can master stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I still don't trust myself.
Can he do
to
the
mastering.
mixing too? And then
I'm sure he could.
But you decided to do it yourself.
But I like for us to master because it becomes an AMOB
for
master.
For sure.
It becomes. I mean, I'm sorry, a
for
mix.
Sure.
It becomes an AMOB mix. You know?
Sure. I understand.
Yeah. But the master, Keith still takes care of.
For sure, and a lot of bands do it like that.
Yeah.
So obviously you were very happy. I mean, when I listened to this record, it just sounds great. It sounds great on the stereo.
For what we
heard it, didn't we? Didn't we hear it?
Yeah, for what we spent on it and the time that we spent on it, it came out great. I mean, we couldn't do any better really with what we had.
Let's talk about real quick. I want to talk about the cover art real quick. The chick who's dead on the log with her chichis and nalgas. Guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but I shared the artwork on my Facebook, and Facebook told me to take it down, or they took it down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nah, they didn't tell us yet.
Yeah, they took it down, and I got a message on Facebook that they took the artwork down because of the, I don't know.
Nah.
But I thought that was a great artwork. I thought it was cool.
It's
whose chick is that?
It's a content.
That's your chick?
No, it's a content creator.
I was like, damn.
She's a content creator that I met on Instagram. And she worked for Suicide Girls, and I met her through her own page, and she let me use that image.
Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's a great artwork. Fucking great artwork.
I know. I always wanted to use it, so she was like, "Hey, go for it." And I was like, "Okay, thank you." And then we went for it.
One of the things I want to touch upon as we continue to talk about music, and not something that I see a lot in the music scene here in San Antonio, is that bands doing instrumental songs.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And again, I think that goes back to my point about you guys being like a musician's band. You know, Forsaken Burden is a great song.
Yeah.
And that's the last track on Dark Energy.
Oh, Forsaken Vessel.
I'm sorry, Forsaken Vessel.
Yeah.
And it's an instrumental, and that's one of my favorite songs, bro.
Yeah, that one.
It just takes me on a ride, and I'm just like, I'm all for it. Like, I could hear it on repeat over and over.
I love it. Maybe one day, just personal reasons, I would love to remix that one. But yeah, I love this song.
No, you can't do that.
But I think instrumental comes easy to us
because you're fucking with the endless perfection of fucking temptation of perfection, bro. Just leave it alone.
Can't help it. I can't help it.
Now I know where that title came from. Yeah, for bro, real, come on. Exactly. No, it sounds great. Leave it alone. Don't fuck with it.
But instrumental comes easy to us because, you know, like I said before, we both started as, you know, musicians and bands, not frontmen singers, you know.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to instrumentals, it's very easy to us to write that kind of music, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Dark Energy is an amazing song too. But Forsaken Vessel blew my mind. I was like, holy hell yeah, man. Shit, dude. Like, this is so fucking cool. Like, no other bands in San Antonio are doing shit like this. And you know, that's one of the things too that I love about you guys is that you guys do your own shit, you know, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
And leading into that, there is a strategy for nowadays. I think that has become a little bit more challenging in releasing music. So bands have many different strategies they can employ to release music. Like they can say, let's release an EP, let's release a fucking full length, let's release singles until blah de blah. And you guys have released Dark Energy in April. Then a single, Small, came out in August. Then T-Top, The Ever-Existing Temptation of Perfection came out in November. So you guys had a plan. These are songs so that we continue to stay relevant in the market that we're releasing in August, a few months later, November.
Yeah.
Now in February, you got a new one. Tina. Yeah. What was the strategy? What was the plan?
Well, we both figured, we have a lot of music that we're recording, and we're going to Keith and recording, getting everything down. We have songs right now that are ready to go, but when it comes to the audience, we don't really have a huge following. We're still local.
Yeah.
So we figure
You're gonna have a bigger following after this interview, my friend.
we figure releasing singles is the smarter thing to do, because we already have concept albums and everything built. They're already ready to go.
And not just in San Antonio, bro.
Yeah.
People all over the world watch Rob's. And,
Damn, dude.
And fucking AMOB is gonna be jammed to in Mexico,
Yeah.
Argentina, Spain, fucking everywhere. All the people that follow Rob's.
That's what we're.
Yeah.
When it comes to marketing wise, we're
Yeah.
just releasing singles just to give everybody a taste of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And eventually, if we get a following, or if somebody's like, "Hey, we want more," we'll have it ready.
Yeah.
Because we are ready to release albums and concept albums, and we're ready for that.
So, were Smog, T-Top, and Tina kind of songs that evolved after Dark Energy, or were these kind of older tracks that you just kind of continued to upgrade?
Yeah, so the benefit of having only dealing with one person in the band is super easy and just kind of coming back and forth.
Is that he does everything I tell him to do.
Yeah, exactly right.
Jeremy to me, like I've known this dude, like you're like the coolest dude, bro. I don't see you like fighting or getting angry about anything. You're just like, okay, man, whatever. Come on. Let me tell you my 2 cents. Yeah.
And then the pay is 50-50 too, so that's good
like
too.
my ex-girlfriend who wants to fight about fucking everything.
No, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Like, I spotted this guy out back in Accorded Dissonance days when he was doing pre-remnant stuff. Yeah. And he's always been an amazing guitar player. Amazing. And I knew when I saw him for the first time, I was like, dude, I'm going to fucking jam with that guy. Yeah. And
he's just a cool dude.
We actually had a fucking
very
meeting.
Approachable dude. You too.
We had a fucking meeting, and I was like, dude, meet me here. I'm going to talk to you about some shit. And then we fucking had a meeting about this fucking goddamn project. I can't believe I'm talking about this right now, because this was something that happened out of the imagination of my fucking mind, and the whole project and everything like that. And I'm just glad he was on board and actually kind of gave me free reign to do whatever with his fucking music, and same with my drums and stuff. We've been kind of doing this back and forth stuff for a while, and he'll be blatantly honest about stuff, and I'll do the same thing for him too. So
yeah. But
what's great about it is that I've been in other bands with like 5 different people, 2 different people, 3 different people, and it's. The more people you get involved, obviously, the harder it is.
The more complex it gets.
The more complex it gets, stuff like that. So,
let's talk about real quick the upcoming single called Tina. I already have it. Thank you, Jeremy, for sending it to me.
Yeah.
When will that come out for the people out there?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Actually, okay. Oh yeah. So Tina is going to be short and sweet for next week. It's going to come out probably around like Valentine's Day. It is. You want to say the premise of this, because he kind of.
What is the premise of Tina?
Well, basically,
because I love the little. What did she say in the beginning of the song?
Hello, sexy.
Yeah.
So it's basically a tribute song, or not really so much a tribute, but it's just letting you know what we're stepping into when it comes to artificial intelligence.
Sure. Remember that movie? What was it called?
There's a new one with Megan Fox. There's all kinds.
Pretty much the same thing.
But it's basically the premise of, when it comes
artificial companionship.
Yeah. But when it comes to like for the male companion, a sex robot.
Yeah.
We're all eventually going to have one in our house. Yeah. We're all going to be good. Right. And this is kind of a song letting you know what is coming.
Tina! I want to bang it.
Tina
4:30
will be something that we all own and all love.
Wouldn't that provide less stress every day for all of us?
Yes.
God.
So basically, this is
I don't
what
even
we're.
have to take her out to dinner or anything.
We're almost there. We're just trying to get ahead of the curve.
I think I'm gonna die before I think that happens. I hope not. Or not die, but stop fucking. I'm gonna be too old to fuck. God damn. Yeah. I'm 53 years old. You know, I'm still good to go. But god damn, how many more years do I got?
Oh, you got plenty.
Yeah.
I hope so.
There's a lot of lonely guys out there.
Yeah, great song. It was a little different because it was shorter.
Yeah.
Why was that?
I think because of the progression of how we did that song. Because when we play, we usually kind of dabble on how we're gonna execute a song when it comes out firsthand. That song just kind of made its way into being short and sweet, and
Whatever feels right.
whatever feels right. Yeah,
Whatever
pretty
feels right.
much. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for all the people to hear it. Great song. I mean, Smog and T-Top are great songs too, dude. Dark Energy. So everything you guys have done has been like really good.
We try to have a
Really good.
We try to have a fingerprint on each song, meaning that when we do a release,
Yeah.
it's its own entity and its
Okay.
own presence whenever it hits the social media, whatever happens. So
Okay.
Tina's definitely one of those ones.
As we continue to the last part of this interview, is securing any type of distribution or record deal important to you?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Have you and if in you saying that, have you done anything to kind of like get your music to labels or anybody? Have you tried to do that yet?
Yeah, we kind of had a squabble with one in particular, but for most of the time that we ever done anything, we've always done everything independent.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we try to say, hey, what's the difference between being on a label and what can we do ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference? Is it money and being invested in us? Is it something that we can handle, that we could do within 3-6 months? I mean, we could do it. So we have a lot of friends at different, high places, and say, hey, can we get this guy to do this, imagery or whatever? The Smog video that we had, we did it all ourselves. We did it underneath like $400. We called a couple of people that were, college, videographers, and said, hey, can you meet us over here and spend about a couple hours over here with us and, make the best of it.
Pretty awesome.
I think
together in one
the takeaway is not the content. I mean, you can do a good video for inexpensive.
Right.
The music you guys got it taken care of. The important thing is the distribution.
Correct.
And the publicity. We can have a conversation off camera, guys, if you want later, and I can hook you up with publicists who.
I mean, that's what we're here, brother.
Who work with bands. And this is the thing about a publicist. A publicist will charge you, okay? There's going to be a cost involved. But the publicist, now remember, there's different tiers of publicists. But, for underground bands, there's good publicists. I know them. These are publicists, all tiers of publicists who have serviced Rob's MetalWorks for decades. I know these people. And the great thing about what they can do for you is to put you out there into the market all over the country and all over Europe. The goal is, the hope is, the prayer is that when they distribute through their publicity press releases to somebody, to the owner of some record label in Belgium, was it, wow, these guys are great. Let's sign them. Let's get them to come over here and tour. That's how it happens. So the next step I feel for you guys is to get a real publicist. We can talk about that off camera. Okay, let's talk about videos. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is Smog the only video so far?
Yeah, so far with the good production, yes.
I thought the Smog video was cool. I've watched it many times, critically, like watching it, and I'm like, yeah, this is a fucking pretty gritty fucking video. Where did you shoot it at?
It was at the old Lone Star Brewery.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you guys get in there and shit? Like, it looked dangerous.
We opened up the gate.
You just went in there?
Yeah, we opened up and we recorded. Well, we did that video for about
It was like 5 hours.
5-6 hours, and
nobody said anything?
nobody came in. We had no crackheads come in and like bother us. We had no police come in and bother us.
Fucking quit it with you or something. In case something
Dude,
happened.
we got so lucky and
God.
nobody bothered us. We spent all those hours and we got it done, dude.
It looks
We got
great.
done.
I look at, you know, I like it because, like I said, that's a great word. It's just gritty. It's gritty.
Yeah.
Like not only the way that it was shot,
Yeah.
but all the background stuff, all the shit on the floor.
Yeah.
It was just like, you know,
It's very 90s, man. Like it was
gritty,
very
bro.
like helmet style
I
kind of
love
stuff.
it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we got lucky with that whole thing, man.
And I love how, like, Jason, on your vocal parts were, like, you know, there was parts where you were doing your vocals behind the set, but then
Yeah.
you were, like, doing vocals standing alone.
Yeah.
I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had a lot of cool people there that gave us some good ideas, and I've
Yeah.
always been a big movie buff,
Yeah.
and you know I've kind of I studied art UTSA and video cinematography. And
Yeah.
so I edited the whole video, so I knew that I just needed to get the footage and just get that thing straight to us, and I could just kind of make sure that this vision was something that was going to be like something that everybody would like to see. For one second, if the groove was going to be catchy enough for people to kind of like and stuff like that. So
it was something that you enjoyed. Did you enjoy doing the video?
that was badass.
It was a lot of fun.
Were you out partying out there?
Fuck yeah, we were
Were you
partying.
smoking weed and shit?
Fuck yeah, we were smoking weed.
Yeah. We're chilling, smoking
Yeah.
weed. Yeah. But the crew, they really had a lot of fun and they helped us out. You know, like
Cool.
getting the scenes together and stuff like that. So it was a really cool
Nice.
experience.
It's a fucking spiritual area too, man.
Yeah, dude, it was like very guerrilla. You know, like I don't know. I just had a lot of fun. You know, everything it felt like. You know, it just took us to figure out and
Yeah.
to get down.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
Will there be any more videos?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For
yeah.
what song
Probably
do you guys want?
for Tina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tina's gonna be
He's
coming
trying
about.
to get one down before Valentine's to have a video when the release comes out.
Oh, so it's going to be a video single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Oh yeah.
If you guys want to premiere that video on Rob's, I'll do it.
Oh yeah, we're ready.
But we'll talk about that off camera. I'm down for that. Okay. As we end out, you know, we have to talk about San Antonio and, you know, the long breadth and cloth of our city and metal music, of which you guys have been a part of. You guys have seen a lot, been to a lot of shows, worked with promoters.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know, been involved. First of all, let me say, as we talk about shows, that I will be at the band's upcoming show on February 28th at Faust.
Yeah.
I'm going to, guys, I'm not promising, but I'm going to try really, really hard to be there.
Cool.
And I'm taking that camera and I'm going to go.
All right.
And hopefully there's not a whole bunch of crazy motherfuckers that prevent me from videotaping because it's so small. It's about as
Yeah.
big as this room.
Yeah.
And I'm going to videotape your show because I want to see
Sweet,
you
man.
guys. I know your songs. I know your music. And I want to see you guys play it live
Yeah.
in a little gritty fucking place like that.
Yeah, man.
I think that's special.
Yeah. It's,
That's cool,
it's
right?
very intimate. It's very intimate.
That's like total SA Underground, right?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay. I will be there.
All right, man.
But you guys have done shows. You guys have played.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's the reception been like?
So
What are like? Because you know, I'm seasoned. I know music. I know metal. But yet, you know, there's people out there in the scene who go to shows. They're young cats.
yeah.
I could see them listening to your music and watching your show and thinking like, "Holy fuck!" Like,
Yeah.
it just goes right over them. What's the reception been like? What do you feel like people are taking away when they see you live?
So it's a little bit of like so let's say like you saw Meshuggah for the first time,
Oh
right?
my god!
And you were like, I don't know whether to do this or just sit and watch.
Right.
So
right.
a lot of it has been sitting and watching
Watching.
because they're not understanding what's going on.
Sure.
Because we have a lot going on of our
Sure,
songs. We
sure.
understand that. We know we're not for everybody, but we're humble people. We like to go out and just jam the fuck. And our live stuff is a little bit more, unrelenting stuff. We like to kind of brand our signature that way.
Yeah.
So we're very much a live band, and we have a presence to when we actually do that to say, look, come up to the front. Don't be afraid. Kind of give us a little bit. So there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of raw stuff, but the perception has been like, this is fucking cool, but I just don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, so we kind of give them some direction. So
yeah, I mean, I think what you said is the latter part is true. Is like people are just like they're overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
I mean, even me as someone who knows music, I had to listen to your shit a couple times.
Yeah,
but I could see like some young kids like just not getting it. Okay. Nonetheless, that's good, man. Any other shows besides the Faust show at this point that you guys have booked?
Yeah, we're doing 218 in Austin at Valhalla.
Oh yeah.
So we're doing a Tuesday over there to kind of break our wings into Austin.
Yeah.
And we had a good promoter kind of give us a good word, and so he said, just talk to this guy over there, and so we got the same lineup that we're doing at Faust, which is Eastern Condors,
Yep.
good buddies of ours. They're gonna do 218 over there for us. So we're doing Austin
Nice.
first, and then we're gonna do Faust after that.
Nice.
But yeah, it's gonna be cool.
You guys, I always kind of like to tout the Rio Grande Valley a little bit.
Oh man,
I think the Rio Grande Valley has an amazing scene as far as fans.
the further south you
As far
go,
as
the more
fans.
real it is.
Every time I've been there, like I think it's a great fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if you go down there and you play, and the fans like you,
They'll let you know.
They'll let you know, and then every time you go back, they're gonna come back in greater numbers. Because they're gonna tell their primos and their primas, and everyone's like, "Let's go check out fucking AMOB, man." Yeah. So try to cultivate the valley. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah.
But you guys are, from here in San Antonio. You play San Antonio. What are your feelings about? I mean, because you guys are veterans. What are your feelings on what's happening in the San Antonio scene?
Man,
Is it good, bad? Is
So-
there challenges?
I mean, there's been some challenges. I mean, when the zoning was around, that was kind of a challenge.
When what?
The zoning, the
okay.
sound zoning.
Yeah.
That was kind of a challenge. But for the most part, San Antonio is its own little bubble, and we always try to tell people to kind of venture out and say, look, try this and try that. Just like Austin is, and just like people in the valley, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
We've ventured out to Corpus, and we actually did a really cool spot in Victoria. We've done a lot of Texas runs.
Victoria has like a little budgeting metal scene, right?
They do. It's really cool. That's
You're
where
from Victoria?
Yeah, he's from Victoria.
Oh man.
So we understand people that appreciate good stuff when it comes to them.
Yeah.
So San Antonio has this mentality that if it's San Antonio, we're gonna be there.
Yeah.
So we try to contribute to as much as that to our art as much as possible.
Sure.
And that's why we're trying to get into Austin a little bit, because I think we're kind of getting to that curve of like, we could probably get there too and see how people react. So,
it's a bit tricky. It can be a bit tricky. Austin, I kind of feel like Austin's like San Antonio. Like we're kind of spoiled. We have a lot of bands.
It's a lot of saturation.
It's a little oversaturation. So that's why I say like markets like the Rio Grande Valley are great to cultivate, and then of course here in San Antonio. But that's great, man. All I care about is that you guys are like willing to say we're gonna go outside of San Antonio to play shows.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Right. Okay. As we end out, what are the plans for the rest of the year? What do you guys want to do for the rest of 2025? As we begin 2025, we're here. I mean, I was telling my primo earlier, I'm like, man, dude, it's already the middle of fucking February, bro. Fuck? Time is flying by. It's crazy, right?
Winter's over for us.
It's ya se acabó, bro. It's not even gonna. I told my friend the other day, I was like, man, we had like 2 days of winter and that was it. Ya se acabó.
Yeah.
Right? 2
Yeah.
days. Ya se acabó.
Dude, it's fucking
It's
hot.
because the world's gonna end, bro. We'll talk about that off camera. But what do you guys want to do for the rest of this year? Just play shows or new music? What?
We're thinking big, but we're gonna go into some festivals. We're trying to get out of the country, actually. So,
Wow, great.
So, you know, we're gonna obviously make a lot more music because we're two people. We gotta be efficient as hell.
Yep.
And for the most part, it's just just trying to get recognition. You know, just trying to say, hey, look, this is our little footprint here that we got, and try to be the little big band here in San Antonio, and hopefully people will give us some resonance.
I think that you guys have a great step forward in that endeavor mainly because you're so original and you're so like unorthodox, and what you do is like, I think people in the industry, like even publicists, even record labels, are like, dude, like,
somebody called us
another fucking metalcore band or another fucking progressive dark metal band. It's like just been done over and over, and I think people in the industry are looking for something new and original.
Somebody called us one time black metal Alice in Chains.
Oh no.
And I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, as we end out, okay, I want to give each of you the opportunity to share any thank yous, any love, anything like that with the people out there who will watch this interview all over the world.
Yeah, man.
So start first, Jason.
Man. Friends that I've had that have passed, my brother-in-law David. I was in Uptown for a while, and I carry his spirit with me, just with Frank Diaz de Leon from Anger Kill, and I don't take anything for granted. So just I share a lot of spirits with my fallen brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely the same. My like friends and family, that stick around, support me. They see what I'm doing. They see what I love, and just give it one listen. Give it one take. That's all that matters to me. That's what it's all about. And Rob, I appreciate everything you do for us. Like. It means so much to us, dude, because we couldn't do this shit without you,
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Dude, you're here on Rob's because I am a fan, bro.
Man.
I'm a fan, bro. I listen to Dark Energy all the time. Man. All the fucking time, bro. You don't even know. Like in the morning when I'm getting dressed,
dude,
or
it means so much
I listen to
us,
your music. You don't even know. I'm jamming to your shit. I'm jamming to your music. You don't even know.
It's pure energy. That's all it is the music is. It just came out of us.
Yeah.
Your energy.
Dude, so thank you guys
So sorry.
for spending your Saturday night here with me and Rick and enjoying jamming music.
Okay, man.
And then the interview, and we're going to jam some more music.
Hell
and
yeah, man.
Continue our evening tonight, man. So thank you guys.
It's a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
Oh, man. So much love for AMOB. So remember, everyone out there, the latest EP is called Dark Energy. There are new singles out there as well as Smog, The Ever-Existing Temptation of Perfection, and now Tina will drop within the next week. So go out there to your favorite music media outlet and download these songs, jam them. I love them. I know you're going to love them too.
I love them too.
You saw Jeremy and Jason of AMOB, only right here on Raw.
AMOB.
That'll work.